Hello, welcome back to Sushi LiveNoding. In this episode, I'm gonna do the creations of these effects. It's actually pretty classic effects. It's basically just polygon faces, the component of geometry. This is like a single geometry, right? And we want to animate each polygon face to kind of have this kind of build, growing build effects using animation nodes. So yeah, that's something new. I normally will use Spreadshop for this kind of thing, but I'm gonna use animation nodes and I'll do it from scratch. Okay, so I will use just the monkey head, but you can easily switch this with any object and it will just work right away. I'm gonna save this real quick. Save it on drive E. Save it as AN head poly draw. I don't know how to call it. I think the build effect. It's kind of, if you think of it, it's like this build modifier, right? Very, very similar, except that you actually have more control over the polygon face. It's not just like popping out like this. It's more like growing, and it has a little bit better animations. So animation nodes, new, and I'll show you how I usually work. I know that I want to separate the polygon face, and so probably separate polygons is what we need. And there is also this prepare polygon transformations, and I will have this object mesh data source turn on modifier just in case. So I'll get the monkey head, type in the vertices and polygon data. This should have the separate. This should have separated the polygons, I believe. So the next thing you can do is just prepare polygon for transformations, and I believe you can just kind of output the polygon like combine mesh data, and let's see, polygon indices, and this should be the output, right? The transformations, we can check it out using the 3D viewer. What is this transformation? So this give like a kind of like a, let's say if I'm using like a cube, let's actually use a cube first. The transform should be the center, kind of like the center polygons of each polygon. So if we want to transform this polygon, I believe we can just use transform matrix. Let's see, transform matrix, maybe not transform matrix, maybe actually transform offset matrices. So this guy is like the matrices. Maybe there is a transform polygon as well. Yeah, I think this is probably what we need. So this goes in there. Vertices, polygon, different, it says different amount of polygons and matrices. All right, maybe plug that in. Okay, I think we almost have this ready. We just need to output the mesh data. So object mesh data output. So vmesh from object. So sometimes I forgot how to connect this to output this object. I'll search object mesh object output. Okay, so I think this is the one. We're gonna generate a target object, turn on mesh data, and hopefully this works. So look at in the outliner, we have Suzanne, we have original cube, and then we have the target. The original cube can be hidden, and so we have the target objects, and I think we just need to play around with these matrices. So I will just plug this in between the original and the transform polygons. Let's hopefully this actually work. I'll change the scale. Okay, seems to be working. Okay, that's a good sign. So basically from original scale, which is like 0, 0, 0, we can scale it, or we can scale it down like that. So that's a good sign. So that's pretty much the setup you need. So from the original mesh data, you're separating the polygon, prepare each polygon for transformations, and there is the transform polygons, and we have this very cool offset matrix node. And now we just need to plug in any kind of fall off. Like my favorite, the easiest, is the delay fall off. Plug the time, and let's just run it. See, our box disappear. And the cool thing about this is that if we go back to where's the original box, turn on the original box. Probably I will put this on different layer. So this is the original cube. I can smooth it, go back to this guy, and you can see the effects. It's working on the smooth version. And now if we just switch to Suzanne, grab Suzanne, and just hide the original Suzanne into layer 2, M2. So we have these effects working on Suzanne. And we just need to control the delay, things like that, and maybe give some of these interpolations, give a quite nice effects. So you can do the opposite, just switch to the start and the end, and we have this kind of growing effects. I don't. This is of course basic, but I think it's still pretty cool because you can now do this very easily, and you can just pick any kind of other offset, like the wiggle, for example. The wiggle is interesting one actually. If we plug the frame number into this guy and that guy, it's gonna continue wiggling. We can probably push it until a certain value, but it's gonna continuously doing the wiggle unless you do like the mixing. So if we mix it with other fall off, like mixing this guy and this guy, so we're gonna have a little bit more control this way. So at some point it should like stop wiggling. Yeah, something like that. At the moment it's more like flickering. The effect's more like kind of flickering. There's also random fall off. See, this one will probably give you like more like a flickering. There you go. See, like flickering, and then after some time this delay fall off will take over and you get a final Suzanne. There's a multiplier, min and max. Okay, min and max add. So that's kind of pretty cool effects as well. Try with wiggle. Random is too extreme. So this is kind of nice for motion graphic. You know, that's kind of really cool. And I believe this should work with multiple objects as well, but I'm not gonna try that. You can use it for text, for example, RX90. So text object, probably we cannot load it here. Oh yeah, apparently it works. That's kind of nice. Text object works. Gonna go back to the monkey head. Multiplier. Yeah, I think there's a lot that Maybe so far I'm only touching the basic of all this fade, delay, wiggle, but I think this can be really, really cool. Like for example, currently it's just we are just offsetting the scale, but you can also offset the rotations and location very, very easily, you know, just like using random vector. That's the most basic thing I could think of. Just plug this guy into the count, and then it should create this get length, and you can simply plug the random vector into position and rotations, and in the end you get this kind of effects. Maybe I'll turn off the wiggle and just use the delay. So this kind of effects that I was talking about. So it's very simple, just slight simple changes give you this kind of control over the final animations. And this is just using delay. Actually, there's also the fade. Fade is actually powerful. And I think just plug this in like that. So that's fade. Let's use this back animations. Looks very cool. It's like a kind of like a Transformers or the Iron Man kind of effects. See, that's like pretty awesome looking animations. Start value, end value. Maybe we can play around with this. See how that. So many things that I haven't tried actually. It's kind of nice. So just play around with it. I think, but this is the basic. You can try all kind of variations. But yeah, so I think this is very powerful effects. I don't know what to call it. Maybe like a procedural build anim. I don't know, but it works on the component level. So if you have like multiple objects, like a cube like this, you animate it differently. This one works in the component level again. Separate polygons, prepare polygon for transformation, and then we just offset the polygon matrices, and then you get these effects. Very easy. It's very complex, very easy, but try to code it. You know, I've been playing around with SceneKit. SceneKit is like it's Apple. It's for building an app. There's an Xcode app from Apple where inside it there's like a scene kit, sprite kit, AR kit, and if you try to do this kind of animations using just code, it's actually pretty complicated. But using nodes, it's become really simple. But then if you want to try it, now the next question is how to export this out. If you want to export this out, using Alembic is actually very simple. You need to just trick Blender, force Blender to export this as Alembic. Just use a displacement and then zero this out, and then just export it as Alembic animation, and that's gonna work. Maybe Unreal or Unity support Alembic. With Apple SceneKit, the Alembic support is not as strong as the Collada, so this doesn't work as Collada, but I think there must be a trick to make this happen, this kind of animations. So I'll have to research on that. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this live noding. Hopefully you find this useful. Let me know what you think. Any question, suggestion, feedback, let me know in the comment section below. And thanks again for tuning in. See you. Bye.